Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is News and Week in Review, although this week is actually just the Week in Review part. This is actually going to harken back to when I first started doing Week in Reviews, where the original game plan was just to say, hey, here are the videos we did this past week, in case you missed any, and it was meant to be like a 10-minute video every single week. Last week was 45 minutes, which granted was longer than they usually are, but generally these are around half an hour long, but this week may actually be 10 minutes. I don't have news, I don't have a topic, I don't have what we played, I just have the videos coming up this week, and the reason for that is because I'm currently at Origins Game Show, and unfortunately I had to film this very early in the week, which means I don't have any new news, and I don't have the games I played, because I'm basically filming this way too early. But that said, we'll have links to everything down below. Very short video this week. We'll still have our usual we'll still have the usual videos going up later today, and the usual schedule across everything else. Just this one video is going to be a little shorter, and use the time to play a game or something like that. But starting off this past Saturday, we had a review, we had a conversation with Professor Meg and myself about Gloomhaven 2nd Edition and the changes, what's up, all those things going on. In that video, we did get one thing wrong, because by the time the video went live, they already had an update that I missed, which is basically, there is going to be an upgrade pack for those who want an upgrade pack for Gloomhaven. It specifically seems to be focused around the character boxes, so if you want updated character boxes, they're releasing something. They can't release and update everything, just the nature of the changes, they're so across the board that they can't do all that. But if you are someone who has Gloomhaven and you just kind of want like the new revised characters, they said, hey, we'll go ahead and release an update pack for that. So in some way that need might be met for those of you who are comfortable with a kind of halfway point between the games. Later on Saturday we had a review for Witchstone. Witchstone's a game from Hoochie, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, it's a Reina Knizia title. I overall enjoy that one. Very point salad. I like it a lot. It is one that I don't think I'm holding on to in the end. Lots of competition for solid games in the midweight Euro class, but I do enjoy Witchstone. Overall, recommend it with the caveat that I have to make hard choices about what stays and what goes. Then on Sunday I had an update about the Level Up Retreat. Level Up Retreat is a retreat that I'm hosting in the July 14th through 16th in Connecticut, and just giving a bit of an update on special guests, on games, on prototypes, and all the various things going on there. Lots of stuff happening, and if you're interested in coming, there's still ticket sales are still ongoing. We're probably going to cut off ticket sales around a week before the event, but that's for right now. Level Up Retreat, July 14th to 16th in Connecticut, and that was Sunday's early morning video. Later on Sunday, we had a unboxing for Yucatan. Yucatan from Madago Games, the all-in unboxing of that. Overall, I like the gameplay of Yucatan. I will say the miniature quality was not the best. They did use the standard bendable miniatures they actually had. I didn't really talk about it in the video itself, but they had printed on the bags, hey, this is miniature, like this is plastic we use here. It's a little more moldable, a little bit more moldable. It's resistant to breaking, but the downside is it does have bends, and here's the things you can do. Overall, I'm still excited about Yucatan, but some of the production issues, it's okay. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's the best produced thing ever. It's okay produced. Later on Monday we had two back-and-not-to-back going over the usual crowdfunding campaigns. A busy week. This was an hour-long video, which once upon a time, my two back-and-not-to-backs would regularly cross an hour. I think either I started speaking faster, or I just started not covering as much, because it's, the two back-to-not-to-back series in general is one of the more consistent amounts of work that go into a video series I do every single week. It just takes 8 hours of research or whatnot. Strictly speaking, a review takes more work because you have to play the game multiple times. But that's not as much work to me. It is work that is necessary, but it's still fun. Versus staring at a computer for 8 hours on Sunday so I can go ahead and put together the two back and not to back. There's a lot of work and research that goes into that particular video. And last week's was an hour long. This next week, we'll see. We'll see what it is. I don't actually know yet. I don't know. What day is it? I'm losing track of all time because I'm filming this way too early. Anyways, that was Monday. Later on Tuesday, we had Is Castles of Burgundy Worth It? It's a video about the nature of Castles of Burgundy, having played the deluxe version a few times, the special edition a few times. I have some thoughts, some feedback, how I store it all, and just general conversation around, is it worth it? It's an expensive game, and it's one of my favorite games of all time, but it's an expensive game, and is it worth it to you or not? Is it worth it to you, to me, to a random person who's played Castles of Burgundy 3 times, to a person who has not played Castles of Burgundy ever? Who is it worth it to? Then later on Tuesday, we had a preview for Grimoire. Grimoire is a game that Devin played. He did a preview for the channel. And then actually, interestingly enough, on our weekly lives, we had a weekly live last week and the week before that, where Devin covered it 2 weeks ago as his game of choice, and then Jenna, who joined the weekly live, she covered it last week as her game of choice, just incidentally. So it's clearly a game that has some degree of following or fan base around it. I'm kind of intrigued to try it myself now at this point, but that's a preview for Grimoire, a head-to-head dueling mages card game. Lastly, on Tuesday, I had a review for Trials of Tempus, or more specifically, Dungeons & Dragons Trials of Tempus. This is a skirmish game set in the D&D WizKids line. I was really looking forward to this one. I thought it was okay. I had fun with it, but it's not a game that I feel I'm going back to. I had a few too many issues with it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Then on Wednesday we had a Scarface 1920 Bloody Business review going up first thing in the morning. That's basically the expansion to Scarface 1920 over on GameFound. I thought Scarface 1920 I thought Bloody Business gave a lot of things to give variety to the Scarface universe. For myself personally, it adds complexity to the Scarface universe, and I don't know if I feel that I need that complexity. I don't know if I feel I need the variation just yet. So it did things that I liked, and my opinion of it is overall decent. Decent meaning that I gave the expansion a 4 to 5, meaning it didn't change my opinion of the base game. The base game of Scarface 1920 is a 4 to 5. With the expansion, it's more variability and a 4 to 5. There are elements I liked more than others, and I also like having the variety of the new gangs. I do not think it's an essential expansion, but I think if you add it to your game, it's overall going to add complexity at first, but then after time, it just gives you more variety and some more things to consider. So it's one of those expansions that falls in the category of, I don't think you need it if you play Scarface 920 once a year, but if you're someone who really likes Scarface 920, I think that variability is going to be good for you. Later on Wednesday, we had a Nimalia review. Nimalia is a small box game for Lucky Duck, scoring optimization. Really grew on me as I played it more. I don't love the graphic design, but overall I enjoy the game. It's got this point scoring optimization across multiple rounds of play. I find that I am drawn to the game, and I enjoy playing through it, especially because of the variable scoring that the game gives you every single time you play. Then on Wednesday, last night Wednesday, we had a Wild Assent miniature sort of unboxing or showcase or preview, call it what you will. Basically a bunch of the masters for Wild Assent, some from Levon Rising, some from the base game, just all together in a box, just going over some of the new miniatures if you want to get a sense or see what they are. The late pledges for that closes fairly soon, so if you do want to enter that, well, now's not your last chance, but now's your, like, semi-last chance, if that makes sense. Then on Thursday we had an Origins, Thursday, hopefully, if things went well, then on Thursday I had a showcase of the Origins game show. Basically, I will be at Origins, like I mentioned already. By the time you're watching this right now, I'm actively at Origins, and hopefully, if things went well, I have a video of the floor showing you the games, the demos, things you can take a look. You can see what's on the floor if you're there, so you can check what you might want to get an eye on, or stop by a booth or whatnot. And if you're not there, so that you could, get a sense of what the convention show floor looks like, even if you're not there. That hopefully went up Thursday. Which brings us to Friday. Friday, I have deluxe games for the month of June. A bunch of Deluxification stuff going over. We had the deluxe version of Raw. We had... I'm forgetting what was in the video. With the deluxe version of Raw, we had the a giant tray from Modern Meeple, and like 3 other things, Too Many Bones puzzle, a bunch of things in the video, board game Deluxifications and whatnot. I do that every single month. We had an insert. What was the insert for? The insert was for Viticulture Essential Edition, full space insert, just a bunch of stuff for board game upgrades and Deluxifications. This is a monthly video I do every, month. And then later on Friday, we also had Too Many Bones Unbreakable unboxing, just showing you all the stuff in Too Many Bones Unbreakable, in case you want to see just lots of chips and cards and things like that as I go through all the new content for Too Many Bones Unbreakable. Which brings us to today. Today we have going up later today, we have, hopefully if things went well, we have a review for Resist going up, as well as a review for Cosmoctopus. That maybe later, I'll see how things go, but hopefully a review for Cosmoctopus going up. And then next week there's going to be a bunch of things. There's going to be a bunch of things are going to be. We're starting our Teneris Adventures campaign playthrough. I'm going to have a review for Cyclades. I should have the best games of 2023 that I've played so far. Just what all the games I played in 2023 so far, picking out the very best that I want to talk about and highlight because, well, they're the best ones so far. And that is everything we have for that's everything we have for next week. Which means... I think the part where I pause is normally at this point I go, the games on the table that I'm playing. I didn't have games on the table. I don't know what I'm going to be playing this week because, as I said already, I am at Origins, which means I'm probably playing a bunch of games at the GameFound booth. On the off chance you're watching this while you're still at Origins, I should currently be at the GameFound booth. Well, not today. Today's Saturday. I won't be there as much. I might be wandering around, we'll see. But tomorrow, Sunday, I'll still be at the GameFound booth a decent part of the day, and the previous days I've been at the GameFound booth, and other than that, I'll be walking around the hall and having fun, interacting. If you see me, by all means, stop, say hi, all that kind of stuff. And I'll be playing games. I just don't know what I'll be playing. I don't have my week scheduled and structured because it's so far into the future. In any case, that is the news and week in review, less the news part, just the week in review. It feels like an empty video, which is weird because the original intent of this series was to just be like, here are the videos, in case you don't want to watch everything, but want to have a sense of what's going on. So, we're back to the original format for 1 week, and it feels empty. With that said, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. Please use the extra time to do something fun, whatever that something fun might be. Go play Slay the Spire, or set up a video game, set up a board game, learn a board game, or just, hang out with your friends or family or whatever. Just have a good one, I guess.